feel pity for me, humble listener, as I toil and labour under the shadow cast by the dark tower that is Orthanc, inhabited by the evil overlord Saruman, aka Anthony, aka Runeslinger? Have I reached a halfway point? Will I survive, or do I need rely on the Ents to free me? Question 16. What would be your perfect game? Well, the easy answer to that one is there is no perfect game. But let's say I'm going to play the RPG a day game and go along with it. I could say the perfect game is the game just around the corner. How about that one? No? Still not happy with that? You mean I've got to think about this? Picking up from yesterday, I could suggest that you love the game you're with. I think there's a lot to be said for that. You're playing it, you've got the stuff, you make it work the way you want to make it work, but then you will encounter pushback from sections of the community that want to say no, you've got to chop and change, or you've got to pick the game that is laser focused on what it is you're trying to do. And I understand that, and there is definitely merit in looking at other games, but myself, I have been guilty in the past of spreading that net too wide, I think. And if you're the type of personality that, like me, is prone to procrastination, sometimes spreading that net too far is the worst thing you can do. So this question is a perennial problem for me. I don't know what to say, and I feel ill-equipped to advise beyond. You've got to kind of come up with your own answer, and I think perhaps perfection is too much. Perhaps you just want the best fit for a specific moment in time, and even that is not that easy to achieve. And I think we all know why that is. It's because it's not your decision, is it? This is not about you, unless you're playing some kind of solo game, that is something I don't have a lot of experience of. You are at the mercy, to some extent, of your players. If you've got a regular group, you're going to need to pitch this game. If they don't want to play it, then you need to look elsewhere. So then it's, I'm going to play with my regular group, or am I going to have to, in order to play this another game that I want to play, am I going to have to go and find another load of players? And then you're into the weeds then. And this whole question of what is the perfect game really is quite academic, I would suggest. So then, do we say the perfect game is the game you manage to get to the table? We could go on. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to throw this one out there. What do you guys think? Because old Spike Pit is just floundering. He is floundering. Question 17. Past, present or future. When is your favourite game set? Well, folks, RPG a day marches on. It's Wednesday night, and that means I need to answer another question. A I've got my circuit tracks here to help me out. Bringing the drama, past, present or future. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. And that's quite enough of that. Yeah, I love the idea of that clash, that jarring kind of, hold on a minute, we got a kind of vaguely technological world, but hold on, it's in a galaxy a long time ago and it's far, far away. What's that all about? Well, I think that makes for a great RPG. I feel like I've never really done that. I just kind of do the standard medieval blah, blah, blah trope. Recently coming into my possession, I've got the ICRPG Hard Suits book, which Hank put out. The world has fallen and technology has been blamed, so the survivors they shun technology and they view it with this deep distrust. I love that. I love that idea of the mashup. So you've got tech that crops up. You've got the survivors that are distrustful, so that if you actually use that tech, you run the danger of being shunned. I mean, that's right in my wheelhouse. Shunning that technology, folks. It's a little bit like when I try and get my Novation circuit tracks out in the house and everybody complains and protests. I mean, personally, I don't understand it. Admittedly, it's not for everybody. But surely you can indulge me this one time.
Question 18. Where is your favourite place to play?
It's the morning after, the night before, and I feel like I owe the listeners an apology. My bardic inspiration overtook me a little bit. I couldn't resist. But it stands as testament to the fact that not every idea is a great one. The other week, we had a game of D&D. We sat outside on the patio. It was super hot and got a sort of sheltered patio. Umbrella, lawn furniture, deck chairs, table, all that sort of stuff. And I really enjoyed it. So much so that it's something I would, given the weather, I would repeat quite regularly. A little bit more hassle, because we don't normally play here, so we typically leave all the stuff at my brother's. This question has reminded me of that, and I started thinking about that outdoor theme a little bit more. Thought about all sorts of various cool places where you could play outdoors, or historic locations, and it occurred to me, we talk about this idea of the tradition of storytelling and sitting and gathering round the campfire. And I just thought, well, yeah, what about sitting around somewhere chill, round a campfire, in a nice spot, and playing an RPG in that manner? That seems perfect to me. I feel there would be like a connection with that rich tradition that already I feel like is usually present. I feel like it's present when I sit around the table, having the actual fire and then like being able to stare into the flames as they flicker, To me, that would be great. There are other places, of course, all sorts of cool places. I thought about the castle, and then I thought about a place where you had all the technological backup, perhaps like we'll have with the school club. You know, your fancy doodads, your audio, your lighting, kind of that stage set kind of production levels. Where else did I think about? Yeah, some kind of almost a place where you can recreate the surroundings at the flick of a button. You have projection equipment, and you guys know what I mean. You fellow nerds understand what a holodeck is. I don't need to explain it. The thing about that is, it doesn't leave much to the imagination, and sometimes you just want to get back to the roots of a thing. But they say the devil's in the detail, right? So let's just put the fire to one side and think about the table. I always end up playing at dining tables. I prefer a round table, and when you go to conventions, I quite enjoy the fact that often, if they're set at convention halls, places like that, quite often they have round tables, and they are my favourite table to play at. And I think it ties back to that idea of sitting around. There's no kind of hierarchy to the table, and you just can see everybody nice and easily. So in closing, much like King Arthur, sitting in the round a round table, round a campfire, yeah, that is cool. That is the way to go for me. And there you go, that is a wrap. A big thanks goes out to the pit crew, the generous folks supporting my endeavours over on Spike Pit Patreon, and a big thanks goes out to you, the listener, for taking a bit of time out of your day to listen to old Spike Pit. Take care, and I'll catch you later.